Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At. Today we're taking a look at the bit of a mouthful of a game, Scheming Through the Zombie Apocalypse: The Beginning. That is the entire title. I actually looked into it in the community hub for the game on Steam. The developer said he knew it was an overly long name, but he found it funny, so that's why he stuck with it. And this is it's a point and click story game. There's not really that much puzzling, but it's kind of like through dialogue there is puzzles. The setup is it's a world comprised of animal people, you know, just that's a thing. It's also got a zombie apocalypse going on, and you play as these two people. This is Larry the dog, who's a drug addict, and Hank, the retired former multi-million salesperson whose life degenerated into drug addiction and generally just a bit of an asshole. And it's them two trying to survive a zombie apocalypse via not having to do anything themselves and like talking their way into making other animals do their work for them. The general gist is that they run out of supplies, they have to leave their house. They meet animals along the way, they trick them into doing the scavenging for them, and you help them by telling them what to do. And if you tell them the wrong thing to do, they're gonna die. And then your ultimate goal is you get to a place called the Guild, which will let you in if you have a certain number of supplies to kind of buy their favour. And that's what you've got to do. Actually, I played through this in its entirety on Steam. It took me about 1 hour 45 minutes, which is on par with how long the developer said it would take someone normally on the community hub. But it's kind of the thing you want to play through multiple times. Like, although I made it to the Guild when I was playing it blind, my final score for the supplies I managed to bring back wasn't that great, and also I definitely did not get the optimal outcome to most of the scenarios. I didn't get any bad ones. I actually got through without letting anyone die, but I didn't get the best outcomes because I had barely anything. I tried too hard to negotiate, let's put it that way. So it is a short game. It does have replayability if you want to see different outcomes and go for achievements and whatnot. I'm recording this on the day before it's out on Steam. It's out on the 8th of June. You'll be seeing that after the fact. There's no price listed though, and I think this is one of those games where the price is going to be the real killer, I think. It's going to have to be a good price, because someone might just play it once. That said, I'll be honest, when I saw a key for this sitting in my inbox and I watched the trailer on Steam, I was like, you know, this is a furry game, let's go poke fun, like gentle fun at it on stream. Ended up fairly enjoying it. It made me laugh genuinely a few times. We'll talk a bit more about the humour once we start here, so I will start a new game. Well, I finished the game on my other save files, that's fine. And we'll see the intro. There's no voice acting, so you'd have to do the reading yourself. But here we are. He was the former salesman of the year. This is Hank, and then this is Larry wanting in. And we're just going to tell him it's open. So you're going to see in a second here. There we go. First thing that took me by surprise is how much bad language is in this game. People swear like sailors, and coming out of like these adorable animal sprites, it feels weird. The art was done by someone else, whereas most of the rest of the game was done by one person, so I think that's why there's a bit of disparity between the visual style of the game and the writing of the game. It's also worth pointing out as we go on here, it's funny. There is funny jokes. There's also offensive jokes, so if you're not into that kind of humour, it might be off-putting for you. I don't think there's anything that crosses the line too far, you know, but just everybody gets a bee in their bonnet about everything these days, so I feel like it's worth mentioning. But anyway, hey, it's the end of the world. I'm also, during the intro, going to pick some different options to see if it radically changes the outcome when we get started proper. So anyway, there's been a zombie apocalypse. I figured animals were just celebrating something. And then we're going to see the news. And things are bad. So that's a zombie. This is a rooster? Probably shouldn't be standing that close to a zombie, honestly. Animals are going mad and biting each other. I think also it's a little bit... No, it's not ambiguous, because it does say they're zombies, but it also kind of feels like maybe the animals are just reverting to their cannibalistic nature. I don't know. There's kind of a running joke later on where you meet a character who has decided, like, even though they're not a zombie, they just want to eat animals again. So here we go, here's the first choice. This kind of interface reminds me a lot of Oxenfree, although the tone of the game is massively different. So and last time I said, is this for real? Let's say it's kind of exciting. Are you insane? The real zombie apocalypse is happening right now. Give me a beer. What are we going to do? So they decide to just like exhaust their supply of beer and drugs. Yeah. Why are they drug addicts? Like, why? Like, I believe it states their age, and he's 50-something, and he's 20-something. Why are they friends? I don't know. You can't call it already. They're all dead. Also, there's no signal, but mostly they're all dead. So he decides that they're going to just spend the zombie apocalypse drinking, getting high, and watching zombie movies. To kind of bury the lead here, so I can fast forward the talk. Yeah, Blu-ray collection. So last time I picked the dumb option, which was Austin Powers. This time I'm going to pick an actual zombie movie. Yeah, stocking up on supplies would be a good idea. He's got a year's worth of food and drink. It lasts them 4 months. So we've got Shaun of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, and Austin Powers. I'm going to pick Night of the Living Dead because I really, really don't like Shaun of the Dead. Sorry, I know most people do. It is a classic, that's for sure. Night of the Living Dead. I need some assistance to keep this interesting, if you know what I mean. Oh, right, drugs, yes. So then the power goes out. So I'm curious because they start saying groovy a lot when you get into the game proper, and I thought that was because I picked Austin Powers. But we'll see now if that's the case when we go into the, like, skipping ahead 4 months. It's the zombie apocalypse. Fucking cabbage. Language. Rabbit. Language. I also don't know why it has like a ping and FPS in the corner. Maybe when the game releases it's going to show people what decisions were made. So anyway, this is what they've been doing with their time. They place the tip and they spend their time watching people fleeing from zombies and placing bets on whether or not they live. So I'm going to try a different outcome here as well, just to see. No, they said groovy that time instead of... Well, no, they were saying groovy before as well. So a horse is running through the park, trying to avoid zombies. The park run through. Care to make it interesting? 2 lines of coke that he will die. So when I placed the other bet last time, and the horse that you don't see very much died. They always forget about the corner zombies. They always ignored the corners. Out of coke and food and toilet paper. So this is where they're forced into action. Although for the tutorial one, they just do it themselves. But then after that they get the bright idea of, hey, why are we risking our lives? Like, let's con other animals into doing it for us. He is big. You're a rabbit, but you're also big. Oh, he's 63. He was even older than I thought. 63 and 28, and yet they're friends. See, this is where we get the bright idea with the walkie-talkies they have. Short range, though. So he's going to get into the mating machine, which is the name of his car. It's kind of a joke on 2 levels, because obviously it's a parody of the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo, but rabbits mate like rabbits. I think if you just go in earnestly and just let situations unfold in the manner in which they seem natural to you, you will get some genuinely funny moments. Like, I asked chat what they thought of it as we were playing it on stream and when I'd finished it, and they were for it. And I'm curious, actually, I didn't ask at the time, I kind of wish I did, whether or not they went in with the same kind of mindset I did, where it was kind of like we were going to poke fun at the game, but then it kind of just became that we kind of enjoyed it. It's not as good as something like The Dark Side Detective. I enjoyed The Dark Side Detective a lot more. The humour in it was a lot more clever, and the puzzles was definitely a lot more thorough. Anyway, yes, okay, we can see you. Yes, hello, you're down there. WASD to move, left click to move that. Yes, there it is, the mating machine. The art style was good. I don't mind it. It's just it is so different compared to the talking. Alright, so we're going to guide Larry into here. Or Hank. I always get them confused. He's Larry, I think. Yeah, it's a lot of blood. Does it look safe to go in? I'm going to say yes, it's safe. The door is locked. I mean, it's open, but he doesn't want to squeeze through broken glass. So this is where we're going to get the tutorial about the lockpicking. This is honestly, like, other than dialogue puzzles, this is the only other type of thing that the game has, which is pick the lockpicks. It's harder than you would think. I definitely should not have left the middle one, but I got lucky there. You lockpicked the wide open broken door. Alright, so now he's going to look for supplies. But it's mostly been, yeah, gutted. Alright, so he's going to look around. And he found some cigarettes. A carton of cigarettes and some... Isn't that the other way around? Wouldn't they be boxes of cigarettes and those are cartons? I'm trying to think of the nomenclature used in New Vegas. Oh well. That's it. What about this room over here, though? Yeah, there's another door. Sniff it out. I'm gonna say, I'll be honest this time. I lied last time. Can't really see the other room. So you probably won't go through there, if I have to guess. Like, you'll say no thank you. Oh, yeah, okay, let's... Unless you want us to eat cigarettes today. He's gonna do it. Yeah, I feel like there's not going to be much variance to this tutorial because certain things have to happen to set up the story about finding out about the guild and setting out and having to leave your home. So I imagine there's not as much variance here as there is for the other encounters we're not going to get to for the purposes of the video. Because the game is so short, I don't want to do too much of it. Now, you can barely see anything because there's a curtain on the window. There's a fridge near the door. And there's a window with a blanket over it. Take the blanket down. Don't be a pussy. Take the... Don't be a wuss. Remove the blanket. Rude. Kind of an interesting twist here. I don't know why the music stopped. The interesting twist here is because there's animal zombies, certain animal zombies are more threatening than others. Like, if the animal was fast prior to becoming a zombie, they're still faster than a standard zombie now. So, like, there's dangers of coyote zombies later on, and there's a bear zombie, which is just, like, too hard to take down, even with bullets, that kind of thing. I do see you. Hello. What are you doing? You removed it. Is there anything else to loot? Yes, there is. So we've got ourselves 3 bags of chips and 2 chocolate bars. And you can see he has a maximum carry capacity, so in some situations you have to pick and choose what you take, and eventually, we can't see it yet though, items have 2 values. One value is how much loot cash value. It's not cash though, because you're just like you're getting a trade value. The trade value of it to a normal trader, and then a trade value of it to the guild. And certain things are worth more to the guild than it would be a standard trader. So you've got to try and pick and choose what you take. Right, so the fridge is locked. Yeah, just use the pipe to break the lock. Can't really see what you're doing, but I'll take your word for it. The tiny lock is too strong. Oh, hello there. You're going to be finding another use. No, you're not going to like this. There's a zombie heading straight towards the building. What? Are you serious? No, I said, are you serious? Not hello Siri. God damn it. That happened like 4 times when we were playing this on stream. Because apparently lots of sentences start that way. Zombie just got inside. What do you do? It's all your fault. You and your stupid food. Try breaking the bars and the windows. squeeze through them. Stop. Ouch. Stop it. Put him down. It's not a zombie. It's just a very drunk parrot. Yeah, there's no way to avoid this misunderstanding happening because it's kind of like the impetus for the story. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's a very, very... do that. It's a very drunk parrot. It makes sense like that. He's very drunk. This is where we're kind of just learning about negotiation. Although he's not very good at negotiation. I am just going to say half what's inside, that's fair. That's what I said on stream though, so I guess I should have tried to negotiate, but he probably would have negotiated us down. A drunk zombie parrot spotted the key, but this guy couldn't. Alright, so we can only choose half of these. And we only know their value to traders right now. Vodka is the most valuable. But we only have 5 trade value left because it's 60 in total, I guess. 18, 15. Can we kind of balance this? That would give us... That only gives us 2. So no, if we take the 2 vodka, we can take a bottle of soda and a can of soda. And that gives us exactly. Maybe not the best way to do that, but that's the way I'm going to choose to do it. Cheating me out of my loot. So Zombie Carol has these 2 ox friends who are kind of doing their heavy lifting. They call me zombie because I'm cool like one. Alright, so last time I tried to convince Larry to run away, and he does run away, but then he gets caught and beaten up, so I'm going to see if I can get him out of this without getting a black eye. Although there is an achievement for getting him 2 black eyes through a playthrough, and I did it by accident. So they want our stuff. We had to deal with the zombie parrot. Wait, does he... No, he can't be forced to make a run for it. Surely not. Too much risk. There we go. So this actually lets you negotiate. I wonder if they'll take 40%. I'm going to try and say take 50. Oh, right, no matter what he says. I forgot the rabbit is also an accidental racist. What are we talking about? I probably could have just done the lower one because I forgot that they're conning you. So we have to take away 28, unfortunately. I'll just give them the 2 vodka and then we get to keep everything else. Yeah, so they're lying because they're wanting to follow him back to our apartment to steal all of our stuff. He was looking for his book on sales tactics when he was a salesman. Selling home insurance? I can't remember now. Yeah, so he's realised his marketing skills or salesman skills are not up to what they used to be, so he's looked at his book of secrets. And as you go through the game, you kind of read really just the basics of manipulation, more or less. If you've ever worked in sales, you've probably been taught them as well. Yeah, it was life insurance. Anyway, so the bulls break in. Get out of my place. I think I did say the mother one. I'll say this one this time. Oh, it doesn't get much better. So that list he has is the highest value items the guild wants. So appliances are kind of like way up there. But he accidentally drops the map, so they steal them, find the locations they want to loot, the value of everything, and they decide, hey, let's get out of here and get into the guild. And that is the setup to the main adventure. So I'll let the text kind of go in the background here. I'll just share some thoughts. This all comes down to price. I think this is an enjoyable little game. It'll take you under 2 hours to finish once. I don't feel that much inclination to do it again. But I guess I could just see the really bad outcomes for each situation and conversation you can get into. Walking beef burgers. You big racist. Yep, so they run away. Yeah, I liked it. It was funny. It was an enjoyable little thing to play on stream. The stream seemed to take well to it as well. The art style's cute. The writing, you know, it's occasionally offensive. There's a lot of bad language. I'm not sure it was the first time developer. Actually, I could check that if you don't mind me alt-tabbing to the Steam store page for a quick second here. Did I mention who the developer was? I don't think I did because I got too caught up in saying the overly long name. It's by Entertainment Forge and published by Grab the Games. Entertainment Forge has done 2 other games on Steam. Puzzle Chambers, which is 87% positive, and The Puzzle Trouble, which is 90% positive. This is a departure from the previous game styles they've done. Interesting. Good that they're branching out. It's made in Unity, incidentally. But anyway, they're just going to keep driving. They have their list of places with valuable loot, and then the guild price list, which is their ticket to getting out of the zombie apocalypse and getting into a secure location with food, power, etc. So I think we'll leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. I will link the Steam store page in the description box below for you to go check it out. By the time you hear this, the game will be out, so you'll know better than I do what the price is. If it's the new kind of pseudo default price on Steam, which appears to be £15.49 in British pounds, too expensive. But if it's less than that, if it's fairly priced, it gets a recommendation. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.